Good evening, everybody. I call to order this regular meeting of the Elk Grove Park District. Today is February 14th, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day. Kathy, can I have roll call, please?
Commissioner O'Malley.
Here.
Commissioner Cook.
Here.
Commissioner Sauter.
Here.
Commissioner Bianchi should be here later, and President Walz is absent.
Okay, our first order of business, I have 5 sets of minutes. I have January 24th, 2019 Committee of the Whole, January 24th, 2019 regular meeting, January 28th, 2019 special public meeting, January 29th, 2019 special public meeting, February 6th, 2019 special public meeting. Have all the commissioners and staff had a chance to look at these minutes?
Yep.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
3-0. I need a motion and a second to approve a closed session meeting of January 24th, 2019.
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Yes. I need another motion and a second for January 28th, 2019 closed session meeting.
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Yes. I need a motion and a second for January 29th, 2019 closed session meeting.
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Yes. Last but not least, I have February 6th, 2019, a closed session meeting. I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter.
Yes.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Yes. We're at that point in the agenda for public communication. Do I have any comments from the audience at this time? Thank you. Do staff or any commissioners have any correspondence they'd like to share?
Actually,
Go ahead, Tammy.
so I have 2 letters. One is from the Elk Grove Township, and one is from the Elk Grove Presbyterian Church Food Pantry. We do, just to give you and the audience an idea, we do have donations that we give, food donations to those 2 pantries. So these are letters that I receive periodically, and I'd like to read them both if I can, please. This one is from the township. Dear friends, thank you for your donation to the Elk Grove Township Food Pantry. We are appreciative of your thoughts about those many township residents that struggle monthly to make ends meet. It's almost impossible for some township residents to stretch an already limited household budget to purchase food due to the rising cost of utilities, healthcare, and unexpected expenses. Your donation to the food pantry will assist in easing such a burden for families in our community. The other one is, as I said, from Elk Grove Presbyterian Church Food Pantry. Dear friends at the Elk Grove Park District, on behalf of the Elk Grove Presbyterian Church Food Pantry, we would like to thank you for your donation. Again, the food pantry, established in 1988 and housed in and managed by our church, is dedicated to helping Elk Grove residents who are experiencing difficult financial times. So I just wanted to thank the residents that when they bring in a food item to the pavilion, it does go to these 2 food pantries, and so we appreciate that.
Thank you.
I have a couple.
Go ahead, Tom.
So this was received on January 30th. I just want to thank the Park District groundkeepers for plowing the sidewalk not only around Fairchild Park, but the sidewalk through the park. Thank you. It's very hard during this type of weather to get around and walk your furry friend, and because so many homes don't shovel their sidewalks, it makes it difficult to get around. So, thank you, Parks. And then through our website, we received another email or message on January 31st. When I was a child, my mother took me to Pirates Cove all the time. Now, with my fiance and I talk about marriage and our own children, I can't wait till our children are old enough to go to Pirates Cove, that I may make some of those kind of memories with my own future children. With the world in such chaos, I always look back on those special days. Thank you for being such a wonderful part of my childhood memories.
Thank you also. Any other staff or commissioners with any other correspondence? Okay, we're at special guests. I would like to introduce to the general public and some of the commissioners, Irene Fasciano. She is our new youth manager. How you doing, Irene?
Good evening and happy Valentine's Day. My name is Irene Fasciano. I'm now your new youth manager. I've been with the Park District almost, it'll be 7 years this June. For the last 6 years, I have been I was the youth department assistant alongside Kim Laper, and once she left, I went and put my hat in the ring for it, and here I am now. So I'm enjoying my new role. So I'm excited to be here. Any questions?
I'm very happy. I've been on the youth committee for now 6 years. You do a wonderful job. You relate well with the kids.
I try.
You're at all the events.
Yeah.
It's terrific. So I'm so excited. And I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. I'm a resident, and I raised my kids here in this Park District, so it's kind of fun to be here and here every day. Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Thanks, Aaron.
Well, this is the first time, I think, ever we're going to approve some advisory board members. At the conclusion of my reading all the different people we're going to hopefully approve, I'll need a second. So I move that the following individuals be appointed to serve a 2-year term as advisory members of the following boards. I'm going to start off with Elk Grove Football Advisory Board. Debbie Rogers, Melanie Gomez, Rob Barrett, Emily Aarons, Dan DeMaria, Jeff Smith, Carrie Thomas, and Janice Cavaliers. The Elk Grove Baseball Advisory Board, Tony Coletta, Bernice Lagrimas. And by the way, if any commissioners or staff know that I mispronounce it, correct me immediately. I got Greg Delitko, Janice Cavaliers, Tracy Barrett, Andy Nordstrom, Nick Burr, and Jason Pilecki. The Elk Grove Soccer Advisory Board, Effie Servo, Ed Farrell, Mary Ellen Biedke, Cassie Nitty, Frank Zarnik, Zeb Horbert, Chris Krishan, Michelle Jasinick, Kathy Potoknik, Margaret Belos, the Elk Grove Inline Hockey Advisory Board, Tim Demos, Rob Snagowski, Jim Brown, Lynn Jacobson, Tim Franklin, Roger Miro, the Elk Grove Basketball Advisory Board, Mike Enan, Pat Abraham, Chrissy Johnston, Tom Hendricks, Samantha Pusateri Dixon, Andrew Colin, the Elk Grove Softball Advisory Board, R.J. Gomez, Nick Moser, Jamie Andrade, Michelle Langston, Jackie Fuentes, Millie McLean, Scott Wattis, Chad Broom, and Matt Smith. And the Elk Grove Travel Baseball Advisory Board, Marty Rogers, Chuck Kowalik, Ray Catella, Rudy Jimenez, Bill Michelin, and Nick Taglavia.
The one is Bill McAleen.
Okay, there you go. So sorry about that, Bill. Thanks, Bob. Okay, I need a second.
Second.
So all these individuals attended training. As you know, we had 2 trainings in January, or was it February? Seems so far. And then there was a few individuals that watched the tape, the recording of it. So all these individuals have been trained.
You know, I talked to Jeff Smith a couple days ago, who just came on for football, and he said, saying this to Jimmy too, but he said that it was a phenomenal job done in getting that training material put together, and that staff was very good at getting the message across to even the people that came after those 2 live meetings on the Thursday and Saturday, so kudos.
Okay, anything else from anybody? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Biecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Next on the agenda is approval of our First Amendment to agreement for employment of Tom Busby. A motion and a second.
I make that motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Biecki?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes.
Want to explain that one? Or should we?
Well, we can. In the first contract or an ongoing contract for our executive director, who is let us know that he is retiring. His contract ended in February, and all we're doing is extending his date to a mutually agreed upon time, which I think is March 27th or 26th or something
22nd.
like that.
22nd, I believe.
Right.
It's 22nd.
And we as a board actually, maybe we'll explain this later with Ben, but we appreciate the fact that Tom is staying on for an additional month. We think that that'll help the transition. When it helps the board and it helps the staff, it eventually ends up helping the public. So we appreciate Tom staying on for an additional month. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Next up is acceptance of the total base bid from Complete Landscaping LLC, Itasca, Illinois, for contractual mowing services in 2019 with an option to renew each year with board approval up to 3 years. It will include a 2% escalation in the year 2020 and a 2% escalation in the year 2021. So I need a motion and a second to approve this contract.
So moved.
Second?
Ben, would you like to give any background? I can mention the fact that obviously they're the lowest bidder, but they are actually quite low.
Did you mention the amount, by the way?
No, it wasn't in there. It will, and thanks, Ralph.
$50,985.
And I do know it needed to be mentioned, but it wasn't on the agenda, so it's all.
Sure, so we went every 3 years, or every fourth year, but we'll go out, back out to bid for the mowing services, which is about 80 acres. You know, Barry's did a great job for us. They unfortunately weren't the low bidder. We did check references. We talked to the company that was the low bidder, which is Complete Landscaping. They're out of Itasca. I only can assume, but their mobilization's probably nothing because they're next door, where Barry's is Wheeling. So my guess is there's a little bit more in gas costs for them. So, like I said, their references, they were at Hoffman Estates, Village of Hoffman Estates, Village of Lisle, and Village of Westmont, I want to say, and they all came back, great job, no issues. So we're happy to sign a contract with them. And of course, there's going to be a learning curve, like with any new contractual. We'll stay on them for the first couple months to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, we're excited. Obviously, it was lower than what I had budgeted, which is a good thing, I think. So I missed my mark, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, and what I actually thought was really different was the scope of the changes, where amongst the 5 that actually filled out the paperwork and bid, the range went from $54,000 all the way up to $230,000. Just literally amazing. So it's a good deal.
I'm not going to speak to Seabirt's bid.
Can you explain a little bit, Ben, on why, so it looks like we're splitting the parks, where they're mowing part of the parks, and we're mowing the other part, or on this sheet, is that the acreage, but we only mow part of it?
Yeah, so every park is X acres, right? And then there's only X number of acreage for grass.
So that's the actual mowed?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not gonna.
That's right, I thought.
It actually gets the price down, because if we just said, okay, this park's 5 acres, then they're gonna charge us for 5 acres.
Right.
They're only mowing 4. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other discussion? Thanks, Ben. Kathy, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. We're at items for information. I'd like to start with Tammy Miller, Leisure Services Update, please.
So I'm going to start at the Hattendorf. As many of you know, we have a yearly membership that starts in January for adults that belong to the Adult Center. And this year, as of today, we are at 256 members, which is up 69 members compared to this time last year. So we're excited about that, and we'll keep getting new members as the year continues, but we're already up that much compared to last year. Also at the Hattendorf, we're still awaiting our official accreditation award from the National Early Childhood Program Association's Board of Directors. However, our auditor really wasn't supposed to comment too much, but as she left, she said this program is an exceptional place for all children. So hopefully we'll be receiving that soon. As of Monday of this week, we have 149 registrants for preschool starting in the fall. We have 55 spots available with 4 classes closed out of 11 classes. So with those 55 spots, and that means there's not very many openings in each of those remaining 7 classes.
Is that normal for this time?
It's comparable. I actually had a sheet from Jen Labosco that showed me it's very comparable to last year. It's only like a couple different. So yeah, very good. They had a really good turnout. At the pavilion, we have a new pavilion customer service staff member named Monica Wilson. So if you see her behind the front desk, she just started this week, and she is just doing some mentoring with another staff member. We have Nerf parties now. We have a lot of different kinds of birthday parties, but we have Nerf parties. They're taking off. We introduced them in the winter brochure. We've already had 2 since the end of December, and we have 1 scheduled in April. We have 2 upcoming special events, or more than 2. We have 4 just this month. Daddy-daughter date night is February 20th and also the 21st. We have the Carnival of Exceptional Character on February 23rd, and the Home Improvement Show is scheduled for Saturday, March 2nd. Aquatics is going to be hosting some new events, the Mile Swim Challenge and Parents Night Out. So if you can swim a mile, we invite you to join that challenge, or as far as you can. I think there were even the different distances, but if you can swim a mile, how many laps is that? Do you remember, Jeff? Yeah, it's a lot.
25 meter pool. It's a lot.
So we invite you to do the Mile Swim Challenge. Group X Pro. This is a new software program that we're using upstairs in the fitness center for group exercise. It's merging into our website now. It shows live updates in real time to the classes, including substitute instructors. So if somebody wants to go on and find out who's teaching a certain class, or if there's a substitute, they can. It also has real-time location changes on our website. And so you can read through the class descriptions. Even our bios are on there, our instructor bios are on there. So it's really a cool tool to communicate with our members. Our Dance Connection dance companies, we have 5 of them now. They participated in the first dance competition of the season called Dance Idol. We took home 7 silver medals and 2 bronze medals with those categories. 2 of the pieces placed 5th overall and 1 placed 2nd overall within their age group. 2 dancers were awarded scholarships during this convention, and they will be able to attend a new initiative for dance held at another conference. The youth department, Irene left, ran a very successful emergency school days off program when we had the really, really bitter cold, 23 degree and below 0 and 50 degree below 0 wind chill. We did have an emergency school days off, and with the help of preschool, customer service, Jumps and Jiggles, and our building staff, Irene got together staff that accommodated, I think it was 11 on the 2nd day. So we were really happy to do that. And we have 28 kids cast for Peter Pan Jr. Performances are scheduled the 8th of March, the 9th of March, and the 10th of March at Prairie Lakes Theater. So we're excited about Peter Pan Jr. And that's my report.
I have a question, but it's not really, it's in regards to something you mentioned, the shelter, the warming,
Yes.
the park district. So our facility closes at 10. Let's say we had that 50 below, and let's say a portion of Elk Grove loses power. Could we stay open overnight to accommodate, or would that all go to Village, to the police station?
So it goes to the police station after 10 o'clock. However, we have in the past been asked by the police department to open up on a Sunday, like at the Hattendorf in the past, if we can accommodate them. If there's a huge apartment complex that goes out of power. We have been asked to do that. But normally, if there's only a couple of people, then we would send those people over to the
Which I
police.
understand, I just was, wondering, like,
Correct.
apartment complex, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or conversation for Tammy?
Did you have a question?
No, I just wanted the Red Cross sheltering agreement would change if it was an emergency.
Right, so yeah, if it's an emergency, that we have that agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Parks and Planning update, Ben Curcio, please.
Thank you. I have 2 project updates. For residents that live around Colony Park, you're starting to see a lot of changes in the park. The contract has been removing a lot of the brush and clear cutting those tall grasses and removing any debris and anything like that that shouldn't be there. This is the early steps to restoring that 17-acre native-dominated community. So I'd like to just make sure if anyone has any questions, they can go to our website under the media tab and click on news, and it has a detailed information about the project, the benefits, and the goals that we should see at the end. It's a 5-year project, so we're in year 1, I'll call it. So you're going to start to see a lot of changes out there for the better. So the second one is the Audubon Outdoor Skate Park. The comments came back from MWRD last, maybe a month ago. We do have the updated comments from them, revised, back in their hands. So I'm confident, talking with Michael from Stantec and getting an email response from Lucas at MWRD that he's going to review these, and we should have stamped drawings once he says everything's good, which hopefully in the next couple of weeks we get the thumbs up, and we'll have a permit very soon, and then we can start re-breaking ground and get going on that project. So that's where we're at.
Okay, and I think, Tom, you sent to us the MWRD delayed changing the formula for water compensation or storage. Is that correct? So we were worried about that, but now we're not worried about it, correct?
We were worried about that at the golf course,
Okay.
not at the skate park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So there will be additional storage that they're going to require us to do for this project. MWRD is going to require us, so it's basically the outfield of, I don't know what field you'd call that, but it's just beyond the park. They want us to add a little deeper, they're calling it a pond, I call it almost a swale.
It's dry storage.
Dry storage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I misunderstood. I thought that was being delayed. The company wasn't able to push those new regulations out yet, so we weren't having to comply with that?
At the golf course, yes.
Yeah.
What Ben was referencing was the current regulations that's what was required at the skate park.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Bob and I are both thinking the same thing. I also thought it was for the skate park for that north side, but okay, that's fine.
Right.
That's why I think we're both asking the question.
It's not new requirements, it's that we didn't have enough water retention originally before the construction. The construction added, under the old regulations, more storage requirements.
Well, back when it was initially constructed,
Her plan.
and to today, the requirements changed a little bit. And with how the setup of the skate park, they are requiring us for the extra storage area.
And it was which direction it flowed to.
Well, if it was gonna flow to the south, then it would have cost us over $200,000 to do it. And so we're flowing it to the north, and I don't recall what when we went out last year for a change order, I believe that was in the vicinity of 20,000. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it was around 20,000.
Right.
So and I think we're gonna have to go back out, and get new quotes for that area.
Yeah, we're probably going to plan to just go out to bid, because we're right at I'm hoping it's not, but the preliminary engineering is probably more in the 30s, but that's an engineering's guesstimate. But if you go out to bid, I'm hoping it's going to be less than that. So we're just going to go out to bid for
Is that gonna change any of the elevations in the outfield for the kids?
No, because it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's U12 and down play there. Does U12 even play there? I think it's U10 and down, isn't it?
I think it's 10 down.
Yeah, if they hit the ball that far, it's rolling by then.
Also, it's gonna be outside of the
Yeah,
normal
it's just
player.
barely going to be outside the skate park.
That's a long way to hit
If a
the
kid
ball.
hits it that far, God bless him. That's great. He should.
Sign
In our
I mean,
day,
it's
it was only the Donald Dushinsky poke.
Yeah.
That's a pretty far poke, because the fences we put up for them are 200. You're still 100 feet at least to the,
Okay, I just wanted
So
to
that
make
would
sure it
be a
didn't get on,
really-
I couldn't picture it in my head.
right. He probably isn't 10 then.
Any other questions for Ben? Thanks, Ben. Golf operations update, Tom Kloss, please.
Junior golf registration has started. Again, we'll be offering lessons for kids age 5 through 14. We offer both morning and evening classes. Those will start in June when school gets out. People can register for those at the clubhouse. Once again, we'll be participating in the Youth on Course program. It's a program that lets kids play discounted golf. They can play golf for $5 per round. They pay a $20 registration fee at the beginning of the year to the Chicago District Golf Association. So if people participated last year, they can go and renew that, or new people can go sign up with that, or sign up for that through the CDGA now. And that is good Monday through Friday and weekends after 5. Bags League will continue through March 6th, which is their playoffs. Then there is a one-day bags tournament that'll be held on Friday, March 15th at 6 p.m. To register for that, they can do that through Rec Track or at the Pavilion. Grounds End is finishing equipment maintenance, and then they'll be working on refurbishing and repairing course accessories. And then one of our capital items for 2019 was for some tree removal at the course. Tentatively, we have that scheduled for next week. This is to remove some, mostly it's dead willows or dying willows along the stream banks. I know when we were doing the capital meetings, Commissioner O'Malley, you did ask us to get some additional quotes for the tree removals. We did get multiple quotes on that. The budgeted amount was $20,000. We actually got a quote that was $9,700, so almost more than half the price for that tree removal. It was Nels Johnson, and we called on them. They've done a lot. They do a lot of golf course work, so we've talked to a bunch of golf courses, and they've had positive things to say about them, so we're not worried. We would like to add a couple of trees that we have noticed, and the price came in quite low, so there are 3 dead pine trees right on the entryway off Plum Grove Road that we'd like to take down, and then there's a big pine at the tee box on 10 that's pretty unsightly that we'd also like to just add into there, which should still keep us 11,000 maybe by the time we add those 4 trees in. And that's it.
Any questions for Tom? Maybe Tom Busby can help a little bit. Mine's just a marketing one. You know, when we pay for like the billboards, $3,000, or some of the magazines, you know, at Pirates Cove and Jumps and Jiggles, or at least a decade ago, you could bring in a coupon for $1. You physically would have it in your hand so you'd know how the marketing was working. What do we do at the golf course to determine that the marketing is the right target? Because when you spend $3,000,
it's really, you've got to
is there
ask.
something we can do, or is there a way for us to track our success in marketing other than to do the old standby? Here's $3,000 for a billboard. Here, we're going to go on the internet for your golf services. You know, how do
something
it seems like
the
we
billboard.
should have some kind of
it would be hard like with the
criteria.
billboard. You have to ask when people are booking or when they're calling for room rental information. You know, how did you hear about us? You know, if it's word of mouth, or sometimes they'll say, yeah, it was the billboard, and then kind of keep track of it, because obviously you can't give them a coupon off of a billboard.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good enough. Maybe it's something to be talked about at a different time.
Yeah, I know
It would
Kelly.
be nice to
Kelly really
gauge our
likes
success.
to track. You know, when she can, she does like to track the promotions to know which ones are working. So whenever you can, she likes to include something with that.
Okay. Any other comments or questions for Tom? Thank you. Business services update. Brad Scholes, please.
Thank you. Finance, our external auditors have been on site all week conducting our audit for our 2018 financials. HR is hosting a job fair on Saturday, March 9th at the Pavilion from 9 a.m. to 11. However, they strongly suggest if you're in the market for summer or seasonal job openings to check out our website, as they're all posted on there now. So please don't wait to apply. IT is finishing up phase 1 of our Google G Suite rollout with staff's emails, calendars, and contacts. To date, we've transferred almost 1 million emails to the new system from the old one. Phase 2 will start next week with Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, as well as moving internal files from our existing servers to Google Drive. We want to thank staff during this transition. They've attended nearly 60 hours of training on the new system. Now that it's starting to be in place, we're utilizing it and conducting testing for switching to Chromebooks from computers. Hopefully we'll see a reduced cost in deploying new computers in the future. Seasonal facility turn-ups are right around the corner. We'll be starting with Fox Run, performing any necessary upgrades and replacements of equipment there as well. And that concludes my report.
The only thing with Chromebooks, you can't print unless they've changed it, because at school the kids can never print. They always have to send the stuff to us, and we as teachers have to print.
I think that's a setting, but yes, the controls are a little bit different.
Okay.
So with the user settings and stuff like that. But so far it's been a great transition.
Any other questions or conversations with Brad? Thank you. Executive Director update, Tom Busby, please.
Yes, So today, the House of Representatives approved a increase in minimum wage. So that means the Senate and the House both passed it. And so it'll be going to the governor for his signature, which I believe he will sign. I don't know exactly what is in this bill, if it will give a exclusion for teenagers or not. But it will have a cost effect on the Park District, you know, from now until 2025 and beyond, because it's gonna be 2025 before it hits $15, but it's a step program. So we just have to be aware of that, because as you know, labor is our #1 expense here at the Park District. And we have a number of facilities that we hire, I will say, kids that, you know, is obtaining their first job here. Like I said, it'll be a big cost to the Park District, mainly at Pirates Cove and at Rainbow, but some at the golf course as well, and some of our programs. So anyway, just so that we're aware of that. And as soon as the governor signs it, then I believe we will get, you know, understanding of the full intent of this law. Second item, I'd like to thank all the snow removal staff. You know, they've done a great job. You know, so far this winter, we're up about 11 inches above normal. And hopefully the snow will stop soon. But anyway, they've done a great job with that, especially when we added a facility onto their snow plowing, and that's the Chelmsford property. And then third, I guess I want to piggyback a little bit on what Commissioner Biecki and Director Miller was stating, and that's in regards to the keeping the facilities open as a warming shelter, you know, especially on those cold days. And, you know, even beyond those cold days, it's really open, you know, throughout the winter time. And you know, I think staff did a great job, and I'm really proud of not only, you know, this Park District for keeping it open, because there was a number of park districts that actually closed down. And to my surprise, to be honest with you, and you know what, we had very few staff call-offs, you know, on those days. So very proud of that, because staff came in and they made sure that we had, you know, like school days off programs available to anyone who needed it. So staff did a great job with that, and that concludes my report.
Any questions or comments for Tom? Thank you, Tom. Do any staff or or commissioners have any old business to discuss? Hearing none. Do any staff or commissioners have any new business to discuss? We're at payment of the bills. I've got 4 dates. I have January 21st, 2019 in the amount of $8,929.45. January 24th, 2019 in the amount of $30,484.14. January 31st, 2019 in the amount of $173,881.46. And February 7th, 2019 in the amount of $73,994.90. Any discussion or comments on any part of these 4 bills? I need a motion and a second to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Biecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. We're at adjournment to closed session for the purpose of discussing probable or imminent litigation per 2C11 and for the purpose of discussing the purchase or lease of real estate for the use of public body per 2C5. I need a motion and a second.
Moved.
Second.
Before I ask for roll call, we will reconvene to open session after that closed session. Our next meeting date is February 28th, 2019. It'll be at 7:00 p.m. right here. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook? Commissioner Biecki?
Yes.
That's me, yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everybody.